Hey guys, welcome back. Boy, do we have a nice one today. So it's another entry for Jurassic World Hammond Collection Stegosaurus. Who's gonna say no to that, right? So Stegosaurus has been very highly anticipated and is finally here. We originally found out about this during the Brazil Toy Fair, along with the Spinosaurus by name. We didn't get any photos or anything, but eventually we finally got this during, I believe it was April Beyond the Gates, same day we got for Spinosaurus. And this one actually release dates on 22nd versus the first with the rest of the Jurassic World stuff, Rebirth stuff at least. So it's finally here. So the day of the recording, it is the 22nd. I just got this. So first thing first, the new box now shows true FX, the way they paint the dinosaurs differently now. And also, we no longer have a portrait of the toy. Now it's just a render from one of the ILM or Mattel kind of make their own version. Like this one looks to me like the Jurassic World one, and they just paint it to reflect Jurassic Park Lost World. So now the background is also blue. It kind of makes the dinosaur pop more in a way than the yellow did. And then we have side of the box. It gives you the logo, the movie that this particular dinosaur appeared in, along with a little bio of Sarah Harding. And the back of the box. So it's a bit barren to me these days. I miss the old boxes where you're able to see what else is in the wave. Let me see. A few boxes. So like the Allosaurus here, it shows you even the little graphics of what else comes out at the same time during. So now we kind of have nothing. You don't really know what else is available currently. So if you just found this on the shelf, you wouldn't even know what other Hammond collection there is or not. So that part, Mattel can do a little better. And also have a bio of the Stegosaurus. It's the same bio as the side of the box. And here's some photos of the toy. And one thing that is truly missed for the box collector is this side. Usually it would have a picture like this on it, where the head of the dinosaur, so you can kind of, like this. So you can, kind of put your boxes together and you have a nice little collection going on, but it no longer does that because now it has the render of the ILM model versus the toy. So there's that. But anywho, let's open this one and check it out. Right. So open it up. First thing first, I do want to mention, I do applaud Mattel for doing this. Is all the newer Hammond collection that came out this year so far, you're able to pull the tail back out. So you can store it away. It does help a lot to put it back in a box a lot of times for collectors that might have ran out of space or just can't, really display all your dinosaurs. So now it's nice that they're easily been able to put it back in and remove, especially like sauropods and stuff. I don't know if the newer ones, like Titano, I don't know if you can remove the tail yet. But I will say another thing about that though is this one is kind of hard to stand, even though it's in four legs. But it's just the fact that the tail is definitely heavy. So it's kind of hard to find a pose where he's not kind of leaning off the ground like currently. So I did it a little bit ago before I took the tail off. All right, so we'll just do this for now. All right, so this current pose, I mean, obviously you can pose a little better when you get your own, but this is just for the sake of the video, for the review. So first thing first, first impression, this one is a pretty heavy dinosaur. So it retails for $39.99. Currently, it's up to $42.99 now. It is available for store pickup and shipping currently. I can include the link on the bottom of the description so you can pick up your own. But I really, really like it. This one, really nice. I like the color of it currently, and oh, there's a lot of airbrush. And I also like how big it is. It's definitely bigger than the one we had before, which we will. I have a couple we can take a look at together and compare it. I am very excited about this one. So, like I said, this one is from the Lost World Jurassic Park, not from Jurassic World. So there's another one check off the list. And not to mention, remember we got the baby one earlier a couple of years ago. So I'll put it next to it so you can kind of see. The color looks really, really nice. So first thing first, it is brown and green. Um, the the spikes are the plates are in brown with some yellow highlights on them, as you can see. Really nice. So they're like pretty cool. You can actually feel all the details really nicely, and you can even see, even though the green is pretty deep, nice green, it also have some brown spots on it also. So lots of paint, lots of deco. So let's start from the beginning. The head of the dinosaur. So this is the Stegosaurus, like I said earlier. One thing I do notice that the eye is really nice. Nice and brown. Almost look painted, but it's definitely a glass eye. Definitely glass eye. It does not, however, have articulated mouth, which doesn't bother me much because I feel like the herbivore, when they add the articulated jaw, it really takes away from the aesthetic and the design of it, and it makes it look a little goofy. So this one does not bother me at all. So the beak is definitely painted brown. And then you have the yellow and the green. So the green starts on the head of the dinosaur along with some brown. Really nice. And the head is articulated, not up and down. It's not a ball joint. The neck is, but the head isn't. So, but you can't, oh, it is kind of a ball joint. It just can't go up and down. But you can make it pose looking left, looking right. And the neck is definitely ball joint that you can kind of turn around all over, which is really cool. I really do enjoy the articulation. But I did notice that a velociraptor from the same wave, they took away the certain. So they take away certain articulation so far. It could be for budgetary reasons. And then the rest of the dinosaur, like I said, is green with brown. And then I will applaud them. Look at the plate. Even the inside plate has the yellow brown, kind of mustardy yellow, like spicy mustard yellow kind of highlight along with all the plates really nicely. And then the belly is all yellow down to the feet, and the toe claws are actually painted nicely, right? Same color as the beak. And then it has some brown on the belly also, big old belly on the side. And a lot of great details. I look at it, it's lots of great details. I think this one did well with the True FX. So the green, so the top half is green and then it kind of fade. Articulation wise, the front legs, so you have the legs and then you have the elbows and then you have the feet itself is all articulated. So you can get all different poses out of this one. But like I said, this one, being that it's bottom heavy on the back, it's kind of hard to pose, but I guess the more you play with it, the more you can loosen up the joint and get different, sizes. I mean, not different sizes, different styles out of it. And I'm sure it's great for photographers on this particular one. So then the back legs, the same as the front legs. And then you can also at the knee and also the feet. Like I said, loosen up the joint a little bit so it's easier to kind of play with so you can have different poses. So the back of the tail, this whole tail, really nice. So it still has paint all the way down, which we don't usually get in regular Mattel dinosaurs, so that's great. So it goes all the way down. It's still the green and the brown, and then the plates are still brown and yellow, and down to the spikes in the back. It looks really nice. It's one piece, it's molded on, so it's not like a separate piece, but it's soft plastic, and it's also painted. Really nice. It's not as sharp as I thought it would be, but it's definitely way thicker than the other ones we've had as far as other stegosaurs. And the tail, let me show you. Let me play with this surface. So the tail is definitely another wire in here. I don't feel like it's another like the joint. It's a thicker real feel kind of plastic for sure. And it poses pretty well. And one thing great about this particular one already I like about it is the tail is off the ground. You see how off the ground it is compared to one of these that we have earlier, like this, which we'll go over in a second. But that was just to show you the difference. Look how nicely it is that you can pose it off the ground. You can have all different poses maybe in some type of defense, like fighting another dinosaur. But this one works really well. Really enjoy it. And then you can see on this side also. I don't think I showed this side yet. So as you can see, it's painted really nicely all around this figure. It's definitely worth it. It's $39.99, and I feel like we got a really nice dinosaur out of it. Um, since the conception of the line, Stegosaurus doesn't really miss a year. They always find a way to release a Stegosaur in one of the $20 assortment, and if not in the assortment, they'll find a way to put in an exclusive. So Stegosaur usually makes this round. This year, however, we haven't gotten any, so this one is going to be the one that kind of takes the place of the usual one. And as you can see, oh, I still have a few. Perfect. You can even see the sizes. Let's compare it with a human figure. So we have Darius here. As you can see, I feel like it should be a little bigger still, honestly. But it looks great with a human figure. Stegosaur really hasn't really had much action since... Oh, it was in Jurassic World. A little bit. It was running. But Stegosaur doesn't really have much action, so it's nice that we finally got the definite one. So compared to Kentrosaurus, as you can see how big it is. Like I said, this one's definitely bigger than the one we had before. And we're gonna compare that in a second. Just want to give you the little cousins. You can see all the different sizes. And this one. There you go. So let's compare it with another Stegosaurus that we got. So this one is supposed to be the one that came with Sarah Harding and the baby Stegosaurus. So this one is the one from the Legacy collection that is supposed to be what this is. So as you can see, deco-wise, very, very different. This one is more brown than yellow that we have here. It does have the green and it does have the brown plates. And like I said earlier, as you can see now, you can see how low the tail was on all the Stegosaurus that they released from 2018 on till now. We finally have a Stegosaur with its tail that's more scientifically reasonable, understanding that it didn't drag the tail like this one shows. But Jurassic World, for whatever reason, shows Stegosaurus dragging the tail still, even though it's one of the newer movies. So there's that. And then you can really see the difference in size. Lengthwise, you can see the difference. And look how much bigger, like thicker, this new one is. And how much taller it is. Even compare the head, like size of the head difference. So, yep, right there. So that's the Stegosaurus that we had before, as you can see compared to now. Really nice, right? The new one. And then, not to mention, we also got the little baby that we had, which was one of the goofier ones to me. As you now you can see the size difference with the baby. Like I said earlier, for whatever reason, when they make herbivores articulation in the mouth, the aesthetic looks silly. Like even with its clothes, it just comes off like it's always smiling almost. So that's why I'm kind of glad that they didn't take the approach of making the articulated mouth on the Stegosaurus, because it's just technically not needed. But this would be a nice little set, little family unit. Basically, it's the same set. Now we have the same exact identical set as the one we had before with Sarah Harding, which was this one with the baby Stegosaurus. Believe it or not, I kind of enjoyed this little one more than the one we got in Hammond collection, the one in the main line. To me, this one's a little cuter. And then this little chubby guy, just proportion just seems off. So there's the Stegosaurus family here. There we go. All right, so now you can see the difference. Overall, do I think you need it? I think you should get it at $39.99. It's a little pricey for for most collectors, I can see. But It's nice. It's definitely the definite one we need for Lost World Jurassic Park. I don't think any other legacy or not, Mattel Stegosaurus can take its place as far as like the definite one you can put on the shelf. This is the one definitely will be on the shelf. Um, like I said, it's 39.99. It is available now. Um, it has everything you need for a Stegosaur. It has great articulation. It has a larger size and a nice paint job. Everything you need. So yes, I would definitely suggest you pick that up. It will go on sale, so you can potentially get it for maybe under $30 if Allosaurus has been under 30, Carnotaurus and Therizinosaurus. So if you can wait, sure. But I really enjoy this one. This one is one of the ones besides Spinosaurus. I want to say this might be the figure of the year as far as Hammond collection, and I'm glad we finally got a nice larger size. So thank you guys for watching. I have some stuff coming up still before the new movie is released. So keep watching the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.